everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants, and I hope you are all having a wonderful CNA Appreciation Week. First, I want to say that first and foremost. I've been a CNA for 15 years, and one of the things that popped into my head while I was thinking about like my career in the past and all the things that I've gone through is how would I promote the CNA profession to other people who may not know very much about what we do. So I put a PowerPoint slide together for you guys. I know you love them when I do them. So this one is about the cost of becoming a CNA. Just kind of break things down a little bit of different categories for you guys to kind of think about while you're caring for other people and while you're trying to go out there and talk to other people about what we do for a living. So the first thing I want you to think about when you think about the cost of being a CNA is how it affects us emotionally. We gain that emotional attachment not just to the residents but to our coworkers as well. I wouldn't say it's a cost, but that's just kind of how I twisted things around a little bit to put the cons into more of a pro category. When you think about emotional attachment, we start to get to know these residents on a personal level from day one. They start to ask us questions about our family, about ourselves, about our history. We start to learn about their history, especially in the Alzheimer's units or the memory care units. A lot of places put together like scrapbooks of what that person used to do for a living, how many kids they've had, what kind of interest they've shown. So really that emotional attachment is a big part of being a CNA, making those connections on a personal level, getting to know their likes and dislikes, and with coworkers as well. When it comes to teamwork, you really can't, well, you can work with someone, but you work better with people when you know them, like what their routine is, how they act, how they react to situations. That's all stuff that plays into the emotional attachment of a CNA, period. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to go a little more in depth about the costs of being a CNA.
We look at NACA as the professional organization that supports the CNA, just like the American Association of Long-Term Care Nurses supports the RNs and LPNs.
As a state executive, I can tell you that the energy and the empowerment that this organization has given to our state has truly enhanced the depth of membership and the work that we do as a state association. I am very, very proud of our connection and our partnership with the National Association of Healthcare Assistants.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049. From the Heart, a weekly segment with John Willard, airs every Tuesday at 2:30 Central Time on CNA TV.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Today we're talking about the costs of being a CNA. We talked a little bit about the emotional attachment that we kind of grow and evolve with our residents and our coworkers. The next one is job security. This is a never-ending field. There'll never be robots to replace CNAs. If you ask me personally, they're never going to have robots that react to emotions or anything like that in the healthcare field, and people are going to constantly keep getting old. It's a profession that is going to rise in the next 15 years. There are going to be the baby boomers coming in. We're seeing a lot of the veterans coming in at earlier stages. People with mental illness are coming into skilled nursing facilities because the mental care facilities are overflowing. Along with, you're going to see a lot of like the drug rehab and alcohol rehab coming into the transitional units in the skilled care facilities as well. So really, the job security of being a CNA is like in the really high percentile. I mean, you can go anywhere in the U.S. and there's going to be a need for CNAs. It doesn't matter if you're in Chicago, Illinois, Houston, Texas, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, everywhere you go, there are healthcare facilities of some type. Besides the fact that the CNA career is spreading out and branching out to other places, you have the med techs, you have restorative aides, you have the nurse techs in hospitals, you have CNAs that work in care centers for children, infants. I remember about 2-3 conferences ago, there was a facility that joined us for a NACA conference, and they were actually a specialty care for hospice for babies. And there were CNAs there that are constantly involved in the admission and discharge of babies, the care for them on a day-to-day basis. So really, job security with CNAs is a huge, huge topic. and it's one of the constant things that is coming up in the topic of discussion as well. As far as job security goes, they are implementing the QAPI regulations on a federal level. So you're going to see CNAs that need to be involved in the care plan meetings, in the admission and the discharge of residents. It's evolving, and it's going to be such a huge subject in the future. The third thing that I would like to talk about today is the cost of CNAs is the choices of location. There is really no other profession that you can get on a bus in one place, travel 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, get off a bus and have a job within 24 hours of being there. That is just what we were just talking about. The need for CNAs is not only nationwide, but it's global. I had a lady message me on the NACA Facebook page the other day from, it was Cambodia, and they were looking at becoming members of NACA because they don't have any CNA education or any type of credentialing for CNAs in that area. So now we're seeing that outreach from third world countries about caregivers that are wanting to continue their education. So really, you don't even have to be limited to the country anymore. You could go to Ireland, you could go to Zimbabwe, you could go to wherever you wanted. The Bahamas, we have members from the Bahamas that are actually joining us for CNA Fest this year. So I'm so excited to have those girls there, and that just shows the widespread of education and networking that people are seeking out there. So job location is another huge benefit of becoming a CNA. And then the last thing that I would like to talk to you guys about today is the expansion of knowledge and skills. And I'm not just talking about the, like the Relias or Silverchair learning or even the NACA NVCC learning. I'm talking about developing those skills that you can use in your home life as well. For those of you that have kids, you're going to notice as you become a CNA and get seasoned, you're going to know how to react to situations better than you would as a mother with no healthcare experience. When the shallow breathing and the rise in the temperature and all of that kind of comes into play with the skill set of a CNA. We know what to watch for infections. Pressure ulcers are a huge thing we watch for, whether you're caring for your children or your parents. It's just really a nonstop tunnel of information that goes into our heads. There's constantly rules and regulations changing that we have to adapt to and learn. Besides personalities, we're constantly coming in contact with different stories, different people, different personalities that we have to learn to adapt to and really feed into the needs and wants of the individual people. I thank you guys all for joining me today. Once again, happy CNA week, and I will see you right back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. for Katie in the Morning.